Okay, Fairytale is back, and I'm just gonna skip straight to the ending because that's what I care about the most at the moment. Now, I probably shouldn't skip to the end because there is some setup beforehand about his reveal, but no, I'm going straight to the end. God Serena is back. And he's a member of the Golden Owl Guild, which is insane to me, but actually makes sense in many ways. I'll get to that, all my thoughts in a second. Okay, first off, how? How is he back? Is this a resurrection? Is it time travel? Did the alchemist, reforge his body and put his soul back in with alchemy? What? I was wondering if it could be like a twin or something, but no, the card said God Serena, and he started all of his sentence, and he started his sentence with God, like he's God hello. So this is definitely Serena, the narcissistic jackass. My guess is that he was resurrected using alchemy. That's the only thing I can think of. And I think he's always had a connection to this guild. The reason for that is the dragon lacrima. See, early on, the guild master recognized alchemy when Juvia turned into gray. And I was wondering, well, he's been around for a long time, so obviously he would notice something like that. But in this chapter, I just realized Loxus, his dad, shoved a dragon lacrima inside of him, which means his dad probably knew alchemy, and he's the one who he didn't just buy the lacrima, he's the one who actually bought the heart and turned the heart into a lacrima. And I believe a similar thing happened with God Serena. He went to the Golden Owl Guild, probably the greatest alchemist guild in the world, and they found a way to do the experiment on him and stick multiple dragon lacrimas into his body. Yeah, I definitely believe Serena is probably, and most likely, the ultimate experiment of the Golden Owl Alchemist Guild. And when he died, I think they just found his body and then just, once again, experimented on him to bring him back to life. I don't know if it's a strong member or the guild master, but most likely someone knows death alchemy or resurrection alchemy or whatever you're going to call it, because specifically there's different types of alchemy that exist and are mentioned based on what we saw so far. But yeah, someone apparently knows how to resurrect the dead, and they did it for God Serena, and I think they did it because he is either a beloved family member within the guild, or they just want to lose one of their greatest experiments. Either way, I do not care, because what I want now is the proper fight between God Serena and Guild Arts. That fight was offered to us at one point, but then immediately got blown away. If this is real, if God Serena is back and he's at full strength, this is our chance to have a between Guild Arts and him. That or not so in him, but I still would prefer Guild Arts. Honestly, even if the reason he came back is dumb, I think it's because of alchemy, but even if it's dumb, I'm still happy, because he got killed off so damn fast and so damn easily that it was a massive disappointment to me back in the day. But if he's back now and we can actually get a proper anything with him, like he could actually have a proper story, then that would be fantastic for me. So let's go back to the beginning of the chapter, where Gray in Juvia's body is currently fighting the guy, and Gray uses Water Lance. He's able to dodge it, and then he uses Water Hammer. This time it makes contact because it just appeared above him and hits him, but it's made of water, so it just splashes him. It doesn't have any physical force to it. Like, Juvia is able to condense her water to make it stronger, but Gray doesn't seem to realize that. He just is used to just having solid ice as a weapon, and so it just basically behaves like normal water. So Gray's like, okay, I have to fight like Juvia in this body. I can't fight like myself. And so he decides to think of all of his memories of Juvia. And they're all of her being a stalker, basically. Like, all he knows about Juvia, all he seems to be able to remember, are all the things about her being in love with him and being angry at possible love rivals and all kinds of crazy shit. Just basically their relationship, which is both funny and cute. Grace starts to freak out. That is until he does actually remember an attack she does, which is Water Slicer. A pretty common one that happens all the time. And so that's when he realizes that his attacks need to be fast-bladed or condensed water attacks. And so he does that. He does a water make. I'm about to say ice, why? Because it's gray. Water make / battle axe, which he gets hit by it real hard, gets flown back, and then he does Gungnir, which is basically a giant water spout explosion that just beats the shit out of the dude from below. So he decides to use another one of his alchemist abilities, a weak bond, where he asks Gray to think of the person he hates, the person that he thinks is the weakest of all. And he activates his ability, and Gray just turns back into Gray. The guy thinks he failed at first, but then Gray said, no, I was actually thinking of multiple people, but I guess subconsciously I do think of myself as weak. And the dumbass is like, you're just too modest. Yeah, that is a little too modest, Gray. Like, there are plenty of people weaker than you. I had no idea Gray thought so little of himself. That's crazy. I mean, this is basically a callback. The strongest person Natsu can think of is Happy. But the thing is, That's because Natsu's an idiot. That's why it was funny. This is just sad for Gray. Like, the fact that he actually thinks so little of himself. But he explains in a very positive, very fairy tale way that he's okay with being weak because he has his Gil there to back him up. But yeah, since Grave is now back in his body, he's able to just one-shot this dude. He just uses his ice slicer, basically a bunch of blades of ice, just to fuck him up. And that's the end of that. The guy then, while losing consciousness, basically spouts out God, brother. And this is obviously a hint to the end of the chapter with God Serena. I've already talked about that. Oh, and Juvie is back to normal, so that's good. So Suzaku's been knocked to the ground, and he's currently being stepped on by Dogon, and Natsu's freaking out, telling him to get off. And the guy's mocking him, saying the humans are stupid, that they constantly try to defy the Earth, even though the Earth is all-powerful and everything. And Natsu says that's just who humans are, and we'll keep doing it. And the guy says, that's coming rich from you, coming from a no, demon. You're a demon. And Natsu's not having any of that. He immediately says, that's old news. I am Natsu, a fairy tale, and punches him straight in the face. Now, Dogon has a smug face. That is until he realizes it hurt. And he realized, how? How is he able to hurt me now? And we, of course, cut over to all the other members of Fairy Tail who are currently smashing orbs. Lucy's still doing a Lucy kick, by the way. Just want to point that out. And so we end up getting back to the introduction of God Serena, who just walks up on Gajiel. And poor Gajiel, he's going to get fucking destroyed by this dude. But yeah, I've already talked about God Serena at the beginning of the video, so I'll end it here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and have a great day.